and then we'll edit out the pieces that are us laughing or farting or whatever. Whatever happens.
All right.
So
why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? How did this come to be, this Enrich Your Focus?
In my memory, one of my pivotal moments, and after I'd been doing this for a couple of years, and I was seeing people, and I started to notice some almost like patterns, like there was something, it's like, why am I seeing this in relationship to this fairly often?
Yeah.
And so I started to question what I know about all the joints in the body and how they move and how muscle relationships work. And so I knew all of that, but there was something cohesive that was missing from my education. There was something behind it, how does the body work as a unit or as a system that I'm missing out on. And when that knowledge became available to me, it was really a huge game changer. There was so much, I could meet people in a much more intimate way and have a much better understanding of where they were, because I got the humanness behind it and that system.
Yeah, I love that too. I can totally relate, because I remember that moment where it was like, well, I'm seeing this and I'm seeing this, and it's happening consistently enough that there was like a pattern. And then when that integrated system information kind of became available, it was like, and now I know why I'm seeing this and this.
Yeah.
And why when I did this it worked, and why when I did that it didn't work. And all of a sudden the conversation with the folks I was working with started to broaden and change, and their capacity grew and my capacity grew, and there was just way less internal doubt, I think, that came. And so my ability to be with what came up in the space was just available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. And there was no longer a right movement.
No, totally. Yeah. It became much more about what are the relationships that I'm wanting to help cultivate or untangle. And so I could see when things needed to be dismantled and when things needed something to help them integrate and work collectively. And so then the exercise falls away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it becomes much more of a conversation about how are we going to do this versus the exercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like how you bring up we, because it is very much a collaboration with the client now. It's not me telling them how they should move or what's going to help them get better. It's we're a team.
Yeah, totally. And so both of our brains and experiences and nervous systems are coming into the space to tinker with and figure out the next step, what comes next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it so much more fun. Yeah.
Man. And what about how have things shifted for you in terms of understanding the body and movement and emotion?
Oh man. Well, I have a line that I've said for a long time, which is notice what you notice. And it kind of stopped there for a number of years. And then in the last 2 years, there's a piece that comes after that, which has really helped me help the people that I'm working with, and ties that mind-body piece together. And that is, okay, so now you noticed something. Now notice your response to what you noticed. And in that space of what they notice, the responses, that's the emotion. And then we're working with a mind and a body to resolve the whole system, versus I'm going to address the body over here and I'm going to address the mind over here. Yeah, I would say. How about for you?
For sure. Yeah. think what stands out the most is when I started to really think about tension for a while, because I had a lot of people coming to me thinking like my whole body is tense. I get so many requests from people to stretch. I need good stretches because everything just feels tight. And then so then I started to go at it from another angle in terms of like, well, really, how is that tension helping you out? Like, why has your body chosen that state of being? And inevitably, as we address tension in a way that what support is it providing you, there's always an emotional piece to that. Like, there can't not be. So as the tension levels go down, there might be vulnerability or fear there. There might be, discomfort with expression, or old stories of shame, like I should be able to do this. Why is my body this way? I'm not this old. And so they start to feel why that tension might be serving them, and what that emotional support really that it provides. And so that opens the door to actually having the tension go away instead of just stretching the bejesus out of yourself.
I love that. Yeah, they start to see the way that the current narrative or story that the tension serves can actually, why it's beneficial and when they might choose not.
Right, like they get
to
a
lean
choice.
Into it.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like a big part of why we decided to collaborate and bring this together too is that piece of choice. And so often, you may have had this experience where you go to a training and it's here's the protocol or here's the system, and all of the sound reasoning of why we'd use that system, and it's really easy to kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater and forget that that's just a lens. And we actually, over the course of our careers, have many filters and lenses that we can interchange. And that this retreat and training is really about supporting people to see that dynamic relationship and interface between all the pieces of what they bring to the table, and how they can utilize them and change them out and play off one another, rather than these are the right ones.
Exactly. Yeah. So much fear comes up in trainings. In my experience, the ones I've been in, there's that point when the teacher says, okay, now practice on each other. And there's just like blank, dead silence in the room, because we're trying to make happen what the teacher has taught us to make happen.
Right.
So instead of saying, well, I actually know how to do this, I know how to be with this person, and I can...
And I have these tools.
All these tools, and I can integrate some of this new information in a creative way that's,
me.
Me. It works well with all the things that I've learned and have been successful with in the past. And it doesn't have to be about, now everything I know is wrong, and now this is the way I have to work with people.
Yeah, I love that. I feel that that's a big piece of what's missing out there in trainings, is supporting people to really settle into the truth of that, and how much more powerful and fun and integrated it actually all can be for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having a team of people that have your back, and you get all this great insight by just learning from other people, instead of thinking that it has to be a competition about who has digested the information in the best way.
Yeah, totally. Cool. So if any of what Cheryl and I have expressed and kind of shared is of interest to you, reach out. We'd love to chat and see if this retreat style training in Invermere that we're offering at the end of May is a fit for you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye.